Welcome to the first Qualcomm Advantage Network MemberCast exclusive event. My name is Oksana Wilcox, and I am the Partner Program Manager of Qualcomm Advantage Network, or how we lovingly call it QAN. We are here at Qualcomm very excited to have our members join us today. In today's webcast, we will feature our Automotive Solutions Ecosystem program and specifically Snapdragon Digital Chassis application and service development. As part of this quarterly member series, we will showcase select Qualcomm technologies, keep you updated about our roadmap, and feature member success stories of how our ecosystem collaboration helps to enable business growth. Today's opening event is scheduled for just under 90 minutes. We have very enthusiastic speakers for you and a very exciting agenda. And now let's take a look at the agenda very quickly. On the agenda today, we have distinguished keynote speakers: Carmen True, Vice President of Channel Sales and Ecosystem Enablement, and Mike Roberts, Vice President of Global Product Marketing here at Qualcomm. They will talk to you about how Qualcomm Technologies' product roadmap helps enable our partners' success. As I mentioned before, the feature presentation for today is focusing on our automotive program. We will talk about developing cloud-connected applications and services on Snapdragon Digital Chassis. The distinguished speakers for the feature presentation are Nimish Shrivastava, our Senior Director of Product Management, and Sheri Willey, our Director of Product Management at the Automotive Business Unit. Next, we will introduce our distinguished partner panel. We will be focusing on sharing with you lessons learned and partner success stories on how to go to market with the Qualcomm Advantage Network program to help accelerate mutual business success. Companies participating in the panel today are Roland Wireless, the leading Tier 2 supplier of automotive network access devices, Cognizant, company that helps clients modernize their technologies and reimagine processes, and Cubic Telecom, connected software provider that provided their services to over 9 million devices in 190 countries. In closing, I will share with you how QAN program evolution will continue focusing on driving partner value for our members. And last but not least, I encourage you to take post-event survey to help us improve our next member cast, as well as to be able to ask questions to any of the presenters in this event. And now, for our keynote presentation, please welcome Carmen True.
Hello, Qualcomm Advantage Network. I'm Carmen True, the VP of Sales, Channel, and Digital Ecosystem. I'm very proud to have the Qualcomm Advantage Network and the partner programs underneath my remit. Today, we felt like it would be really great as part of the QAN membercast to open up the opportunity to share a bit about the benefits of QAN as we start out our membercast. First of all, our Qualcomm partner program and QAN include super important people and processes in this activities. We have system integrators, cloud partners, software app and middleware service providers, design services, manufacturing services, all as part of our QAN network. What I want you to know is how important you are to the growth of our technology and the opportunities that exist for all of us. You are the key to accelerating growth across our digital ecosystems, the verticals and channels that you represent. You're very important. With that, the membership of QAN has very distinct benefits. First of all, you have access to expert knowledge through things like membercasts like this that we're going to be providing to you, education, and different insights that are available. In addition to that, there are very important business opportunities and benefits to you. We have a partner matchmaking program for opportunities, things that you're specialized in and that you can provide, sales enablement, support resources that are available to you. We also are very keen on commercial acceleration. We want to help you grow your business by leveraging new relationships and technologies that are available to you. Where we promote you on Qualcomm.com and make it easy for people to find you from a partner program. This is a really important benefit that we provide to you as a QAN member. We want you to know we're investing in you, and the partner programs are very important to us. You can see over on the side of the slide all of the different detailed programs we have available inside of Qualcomm Advantage Network. Accelerator programs that exist for smart cities, for XR, for voice and music. You can see it across all these different programs that we have very robust programs set up to support you. In addition, for our win-win business approach that we're taking, we want to really help tell partner success stories. We have QAN guest blogs that are available, tech talk with partners, and industry events that we host. So we're very happy to have you with us in the Qualcomm Advantage Network. Today's special keynote is actually from one of my business partners, and that is Mike Roberts, who's the VP of Product Marketing. I'm very excited to have him showcase his keynote for you today.
Thank you so much, Carmen, and I am so excited to be here to talk to you about our product and technology roadmap. Now, you know us in mobile. This is our legacy. This has always been our core competency at Qualcomm. But now we're seeing a massive opportunity at the connected intelligent edge. This is billions of smart devices connected 100% of the time, which is going to have a significant impact across every industry. Hence, we believe this is an incredible time for Qualcomm and for you, our partners. The connected intelligent edge is essential to the growth of the cloud. Well, why? Well, because the cloud growth is being fueled by data from billions of devices connected all the time at the edge. Cloud growth itself is growing at 35% year over year. And by 2025, over 60% of data will be processed outside of the central cloud. It's simply unfeasible to send every byte of data across the cloud. So this is going to require efficient scaling of cloud services, which is required by the connected intelligent edge. This is going to extend that processing and intelligence to where the data is actually being generated. And because of this growth of the cloud, there is tremendous growth opportunity for the connected intelligent edge. So how do we do this? Well, at Qualcomm, we base everything off of our core competency. Of course, it goes back to that mobile, but this then extends into all of our connected intelligent edge devices. We address this opportunity by having an integrated roadmap of leading technologies. Includes on-device intelligence, high performance, low power, and everything is connected, everything is wireless. And that leadership across various intellectual property blocks. This includes AI and camera, graphics, processing, and security. And then we take those technologies and scale them across all the different devices at the edge, from the lowest complexity of a device, from earbuds and wearables, all the way up to intelligent connected vehicles and even powering our future smart cities. So let's take each of these technologies and break them down. On-device AI is the core of how Qualcomm is driving AI to the edge. This is the ability to run numerous AI models on the device itself without the need to connect to the cloud. Several benefits of running AI on device is privacy. Obviously, your personal data never leaves the device. Immediacy, very critical for immediate inferencing of all the AI models. And third, accuracy and efficiency. Models are quantized or compressed with Qualcomm AI tools for accuracy and efficiency. You run numerous AI models in any given Snapdragon device because you have efficient hardware and software. These AI models are used for a number of AI user experiences, including noise suppression, echo cancellation, scene segmentation, speech recognition, and language understanding through natural language processing, hand and eye tracking, person and object detection. See, we take the same technology, the AI models, the user experiences, and we proliferate them across the edge. And those Qualcomm-powered edge devices include consumer devices such as phones, wearables, earbuds, XR glasses, PCs, all other consumer electronics. It also includes the transformation of vehicles into connected intelligent cars, and also industrial applications such as computer vision and electronic shelf labeling for retail, and robotics for manufacturing. So let's break down a use case of automotive as an example. Now for automotive, which you're going to hear a lot more about later today, We have the Snapdragon Digital Chassis, which we announced at CES. This includes connectivity, our cockpit and information in-vehicle entertainment, our car-to-cloud services, and ADAS, or as we call it, Snapdragon Ride. All of these are powered through with a scalable open platform that powers the next generation of intelligent connected vehicles. It uses efficient hardware combined with efficient software, utilizing compression of our AI models. Now, this is going to leverage the same technologies as the rest of the connected intelligent edge for things like scene and object detection, which are critical for ADAS, where that computer vision is processed using in-car AI inference that then works in tandem with the car's drive policy stack. Moving on to camera. Our Spectra ISP is born out of mobile, and this technology and capabilities extend across all other device categories, including XR, which is critical for 6 degrees of freedom, also critical for eye and hand tracking. PCs, which are now the #1 use case, is communications and teleconferencing, very critical. Obviously, we're talking to you today. And then also those industrial applications. So again, let's dive into auto as an example for camera. It's super important for the cameras to be able to understand and project the trajectory of each object. Additionally, as you're driving, all of us do in the morning, if you're driving east in the morning or you're driving west as you're going home, the sun is coming at you, so that high dynamic range is going to be very critical to have the absolutely best data no matter what the lighting environment. There's also massive concurrency happening with multiple cameras for ADAS and all the other features. And finally, there's massive bandwidth required for the incredible amount of data that's being captured by your vehicle. After all, a vehicle is immersed in an incredible dynamic environment, and that requires rapid high definition capture with extreme low latency to ensure immediate action from the drive policy stack. Now let's talk about graphics and GPU. You may not know, we have shipped over 3.5 billion Adreno GPUs in the market. Truly incredible. These are fully scalable architecture, and we have a huge opportunity for continued growth. It's super critical that you have the best performance per watt available and also sustained performance for incredibly intensive activities such as graphics and gaming. As you can see from this chart, Adreno GPU scales from extreme low power of 0.03 teraflops all the way up to the most highly demanding to console gaming with over 15 teraflops. So a completely scalable architecture depending on your edge device needs. Now let's talk about CPU. One of the oldest intellectual property technologies in our industry, the CPU continues to be a critical technology in the heterogeneous computing model. So let's look at our latest CPU in our 8 Gen 1 mobile platform. This was manufactured in the latest 4nm technology. And our architecture, you can see, is we have one prime core, which is phenomenal for and really targeted for single-threaded performance. We have 3 performance cores, and then we have 4 efficiency cores for very highly efficient processing. It's very typical to see, we just put a couple of gain numbers on the side of the slide here to show you the typical gains that we're seeing just year over year in terms of performance and in terms of efficiency. So for our 8 Gen 1 over our previous generation, we're achieving 20% performance increase with an increase in 30% power efficiency. Truly incredible. And similar to our other technologies, it scales across all of the various edge devices, from very low power smartwatches all the way up to PCs, automotive. Lastly, on our application processor technologies, let's talk about Snapdragon security. This is loaded with the latest security technologies for isolation, cryptography, key management, attestation, and more, all designed to protect your data and privacy. Now let's uncap this a bit. Security is very important to all of us. So there's a few different features I'd like to talk to you about. First, our 8 Gen 1, as an example, is the first time we've launched a Type 1 hypervisor. This feature used to be only available on desktops, mostly for running multiple OSs in their own isolated secure space. Qualcomm's hypervisor can enable many instances of the same operating system on edge devices and switch between them instantly. To use your smartphone as an example, you can have one instance of the OS dedicated to your work apps and a separate isolated OS for your personal apps. Or you can even run a completely different operating system. Qualcomm's hypervisor provides isolation within the hardware, preserving the security and privacy of each environment. Next, the Trust Management Engine, the newest secure element of 8 Gen 1, allows an app or service heightened trust in the system's boot and runtime state. So the service or app wanting to establish device trust can be within the device, like a secure element, or even in the cloud. And the last thing I want to touch on is Qualcomm's wireless edge services. This is a set of cloud services that Snapdragon can interact with, allowing applications and services to remotely verify the device identity, measuring the security of the devices and its wireless connections, all in real time. Next, we want to talk about our industry-leading connectivity. And we see this across 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and location. And we're going to talk to you about the first three of those next. Now, as you look at 5G, it is much more than the sum of its parts. Of course, you have the modem and the baseband, you have the RF transceiver, and you have the RF front end. But until you take a full system level approach, bring these three elements together like pieces to a puzzle, you're not going to get the performance that's required of today's edge devices and of today's networks. So if you look at the bottom, you can see once you bring those together as a system, you can have superior coverage, you can have superior power, superior thermal performance, form factors that we're able to have. All of those things come together when you look at the entire modem to antenna solution that we call the 5G modem RF system. And being a leader today in 5G is not for the faint of heart. It requires massive RF complexity in actually being able to take 10,000 RF band combinations and make sense of that and be able to support that. Additionally, we support over 180 operators. We work with over 40 handset OEMs and over 30 non-handset OEMs. Our mature modem RF portfolio includes our 4th generation 5G baseband and our 4th generation millimeter wave modules. Lastly, we just announced our 3rd generation of Qualcomm Smart Transmit technology. Now, as we move on to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, let me set the scene a bit. The Wi-Fi 6 and 6E transition is happening faster than any previous generation of Wi-Fi. In fact, 2 billion devices were shipped in 2021 that were 6 and 6E. And this year, 2022, we see well over 50% of all shipments being 6 and 6E. 4 years from now, we see 13 billion devices supporting 6 and 6E with 90% of all smartphones on that standard. So now, if you look at Qualcomm, we see our Fast Connect portfolio being a major driver of that accelerated transition. In fact, we just announced our latest Fast Connect 7800 that supports Wi-Fi 7. Wi-Fi supports all of the edge devices that we've talked about here: mobile, PC, compute, industrial applications, intelligently connected vehicles, etc. With leading implementations, we also have a unique value proposition for audio called Snapdragon Sound. This ensures that you have the best sound experience no matter what edge device you're powering. And to put a final thought on connectivity, it's not just about superior execution. It's also about the invention and the partnering with the standard organizations to help drive these technologies forward. Qualcomm is very proud to do this. So when you're buying and using Qualcomm connectivity, you know you have the best and the latest that is supported by the standard. So as we wrap this all up, as scale and requirements for the edge continue to grow, we're very well positioned to grow with you, our partners. Lastly, we sincerely appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for bringing us this new era of connected intelligent edge devices. Thank you for bringing them to life with us. And next, we're going to be moving more into our auto segment. And with that, I'd like to introduce Nimish and Sheri.
Thank you, Mike. Welcome to our Cloud Connected Digital Services presentation. My name is Nimish Shrivastava. I'm part of AutoBU product management team, and I'm heading our connected car product called Car-to-Cloud. The automotive industry is undergoing major transformations with vehicle electrification and advanced connectivity via 5G. They are going from functional and digital to fully connected, always updatable, and software-defined vehicles. This massive change is redefining the entire ecosystem, with software being the primary driver of the car. This presents a variety of opportunities to bring applications and software services inside the car, outside the car, and beyond the car. As part of our Snapdragon Digital Chassis, Qualcomm is bringing our Snapdragon Auto Connectivity and Snapdragon Car-to-Cloud together to provide a platform for partners like yourself so you can participate in these service opportunities. The services for the new interactive car can provide extra safety to the driver by providing information about upcoming pedestrians, other information about the road that can help them drive safely on that road. This cloud connected car is also intelligent. It can provide monitoring for the driver, and by monitoring you can be alerted when you are drowsy or tired. The car can then provide you the nearest barista, a coupon for that barista, and directions to that barista. The use cases for the car are not just limited to safety use cases, but for consumers, this can mean entertainment, it can mean productivity, travel, even service maintenance alerts can come into the car. The new services in vehicles are not just about consumers. Businesses are changing their processes, saving costs by utilizing connected car services such as monitoring a fleet vehicle as it enters the warehouse of the company. The workers can be alerted ahead of time as the truck is entering the parking lot so that they can prepare for helping unload the goods. There are many such use cases across fleet management, transportation industry, mobility companies. The cloud connected digital services are bringing a large positive impact on a lot of industries. In fact, more and more cars are connected in enterprise fleet transportation, where the global market is today $16 billion. Insurance, which is changing to usage-based insurance, servicing industries that are getting data ahead of time from connected car. These industries are $28 billion globally, and they're growing at a 25% rate. So there's a lot of opportunities today in consumer, enterprise, inside the car, outside the car, and beyond the car for you to be able to participate in. So the question is, how can you participate, and what is Qualcomm bringing to help you participate in this large opportunity? Qualcomm's platforms are bringing together all the building blocks so you can provide applications which can be discovered. You can build, test, debug, deploy these applications, and you can scale these applications with data coming from the vehicles. The applications are your own applications that you want to give to consumers. They could be directed towards automakers. Qualcomm is also bringing in-vehicle pre-integrated services which can help both the automakers and partners like yourself to build applications on top of these services. These could be location-based services. These could be also command and control services where you can actually change the configuration of the car, or you can lock or unlock doors and provide such type of services to the consumer. Our platform has three major components. The platform is based on our SoC based NAD module, which has a software that we bring for developing application called Telematics Application Framework. This framework allows you to build on-device in-car applications. We also bring a car-to-cloud platform, which allows you to also build off-board or cloud-based services. The Telematics Application Framework brings APIs, services, which will help you build and debug the application. My colleague Sheri will talk about this in the next section of our presentation. This platform is integration ready, and we are ready to work with you for you to start developing services and applications on this platform. This cloud native platform has building blocks such as over-the-air updates, analytics, management of services. It also provides full lifecycle management of the applications that you would develop on the device. It also brings tools for development, for downloading the apps, debugging the apps. These are all going to be on our developer portal. The cloud-based platform also brings APIs for data from the car, such as location of the car, health of the vehicle, general sensor data. Using all this, you can develop applications for or services for consumers, for businesses, and for automakers. Now I would like to introduce my friend and colleague Sheri Willey, who will be providing more information on how you can build in-vehicle applications using telematics application frameworks. Sheri?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining our discussion today on the Qualcomm Advantage Network. My name is Sheri Willey, Director of Product Management for our Snapdragon Auto Connectivity Platform. And today we're going to focus on learning more about the telematics application framework and the ways that our developers can quickly develop applications in the car and connect to the cloud, as we heard about before. The telematics application framework is a software middleware which supports all of the telematics use cases, no matter where the information is needed in the car, whether it's receiving an SMS, whether it's downloading new software to the car, making an emergency call, or figuring out where the car is on a map. This application framework can provide that information to the other systems in the car or run an application locally which can run these kinds of value-added applications for car makers, for users, and other industry partners. Let's take a closer look at what the application framework is. Overall, building on Qualcomm's modem chipsets, which we provide widely into the automotive telematics industry, we are enhancing the software that's offered in these systems, which allows software developers to focus on the value-added software applications. So we have developed a framework which includes all of the supervisor, all of the system control, log control, watchdog, as well as API services which the applications can integrate directly against without having to build the environment, manage the tool chains around this. This allows developers to use a rich set of services with all of these building blocks to bring applications to market quickly and to sustain investment over multiple generations and across multiple car lines. This application framework is completely open source, And this allows our developers and their partners to customize and expand the services according to your needs. At the same time, it is tightly integrated with the modem software offered by Qualcomm so that we can meet all of the critical quality requirements such as power consumption, timing, and so on. So let's take a closer look at what it's like to be a developer working with a telematics application framework. We're going to take a look today at a use case example of developing a use case for fractional ownership or a car sharing application. So in this case, the developer would start with downloading the tools from Qualcomm, which are available in the TeleAF project on the Code Lenaro forum. This includes target tools, build tools, debug tools, and so on. All of these tools are available today for our lead development partners. From there, we're finding it's very simple to bring developers online. We usually find it takes less than 2 weeks for developers to get their environment set up, run the first telematics application framework application, which can be an example application provided as part of the software, to building the first app, which includes building the APSS code, bringing together some of the software components using the build tools, and downloading it onto a target device. And from there, developers can start to build the first service based on your customer requirements, based on the specific use cases of the car sharing in this example. After the services are built, then it comes time to build the target applications. So from here, the services can be consumed by the target application. And this can include interaction both with the cloud as well as a mobile device or what is running locally in the car. So in this example, where we're building a car sharing application, this application can consume cloud services related to geofencing, related to insurance, perhaps managing a fleet of shared cars. And then the application can be downloaded to the car securely and in a manner which is certified and closely connected to the cloud services platform. In this way, we are accelerating the ability for developers to bring applications to market, to innovate for new use cases, and to enhance the value of the connected car. Thanks for joining us, and please stick around for our panel discussion with several of our key industry partners.
Hello, welcome to our panel. My name is Anna Schaefer. I'm part of the marketing team that leads our Qualcomm Advantage Network, and I am thrilled to be here with our panel of experts, all that are coming from members of our Automotive Solutions Ecosystem program. They're providing leading solutions and services for the connected vehicle. And without further ado, I'd love to turn it over to my panelists to introduce themselves. Biba, can you start us off?
Sure. Thank you. Thanks, Anna. And good morning. I'm Vibha Rustagi. I'm based in Atlanta. I'm looking forward to this panel today. Let me give a quick background on myself. I'm heading Cognizant's Industry Plus business that covers IoT, Industry 4.0, and engineering for the Americas across all the industries that we serve as a company. These industries include automotive, communications, media, and tech, manufacturing, logistics, energy and utilities, health sciences, retail, and insurance. So as IoT technologies fuse the physical and the digital worlds, this convergence is creating a lot of new market opportunities. And in Industry Plus, which I lead, which is one of our strategic digital battlegrounds, we focus on bringing in new revenue streams to our customers. And we're providing these solutions and services through a few key areas: connected mobility, intelligent operations, smart products, intelligent spaces, and sustainability. So I joined Cognizant in 2014 through an acquisition of our company ITAS, where I served as the CEO and president and was one of the co-founders. ITAS was a global technology consulting firm focused on digital video ecosystem. So I've been in the technology industry for over 20 years. My background on academics is bachelor's in electrical engineering and MBA in international business. And I'm super excited to be part of this incredible panel. Thanks for including me.
Welcome. Hamid, can you please introduce yourself and your company?
Absolutely. Thank you, Anna. Good morning, good day to everyone. My name is Hemant Deokar. I'm director at Rolling Wireless. Rolling Wireless is a connectivity solutions provider. So we provide connectivity edge devices for automotive industry. And we've been a long-time partner of Qualcomm. Rolling Wireless itself is a relatively new company. We were founded in 2020, but we are the former automotive division of Sierra Wireless with a long history of deployment of cellular edge devices in automotive. So we've been a long-time partner of Qualcomm, supplying connectivity modules, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, V2X, and so on. All of our cellular modules take advantage of application processors that are included in the Qualcomm chipsets. And we provide our open source application framework called Legato to help our customers build edge applications which can connect to the cloud to provide unique solutions and customers. Nice to be here, and I'm excited to talk about what comes next.
Fantastic. And last but not least, Punita, can you please share your introduction and your company?
Thanks, Anna. First of all, thanks for having me as part of this amazing panel. I'm excited. And I'm Punita Sinapan. I'm a VP of Automotive Design and Innovation from Quebec Telecom. Quebec offers connected software and analytics solutions for the likes of VW, Audi, Porsche, John Deere, Arrival, and many others. And our product and solution portfolio offers seamless, flexible connectivity, analytic, and localized service with over 9 million devices onboarded in our platform across 190 countries worldwide. And that's the extensive of our footprint that we offer our customers. And our partnership with Qualcomm goes back a long way to 2012, maybe. In addition to being an investor and having a seat on our board, being a trusted technology ally in Qualcomm's strategy plan as it shifts into a cloud-enabled service and device management. And our connected software solution enable connectivity and related insight for Snapdragon Car-to-Cloud Services. So our technology further enhances the digital chassis and cloud-connected vehicle platforms. So for example, we provide differentiated billing, real-time device analytics, and localized service and compliance for seamless connectivity. So exciting journey ahead of us. Thanks, Anna. Back to you.
Fantastic. Well, let's dive in with some of these questions we have here. So, Punita, I'll start off with you. I mean, the car is becoming more and more connected. As you see cars becoming always connected, what are those differentiated experiences that you're seeing in the market?
Okay, so let's start from some of the research evidence from the industry, right? From McKinsey showing that 37% of the customer would switch the car brand for the better connectivity, with a similar number saying that they want to be able to unlock new digital features after purchase, where the legacy fleets that you see on the market, right, wasn't able to do this, right? So that's why this is the preference. So the customer is really looking for always on connectivity. And what they're really beginning to expect is similar experience they get from the mobile phone or smartphone industry right now, right? And in addition to the seamless connectivity, they want highly personalized, localized experience and feature upgrade. That's where the real differentiation really comes into the play, because automakers can deliver that localized not only from connectivity, but also from the local content and services. Like for example, when you have a vehicle purchased in Germany and the driver can drive up and end up with a vehicle in Belgium, that means the local streaming content has to be aligned to that visiting country not the home country where the vehicle was purchased. So in order for you to enable and offer the local content available by the region where the vehicle is located, there is required some work needs to be done on the network level, infrastructure level, so that the vehicle is onboarded in the right location, right region with the right configuration. So this is why we call it a home streaming capability, and it is a huge challenge for many of the OEM right now, right? And also when we talk about car vehicle system, it is the ability of the hardware and software comes together to offer the experience in the vehicle. And then the OEM has the capability to keep both this hardware and software updated with the new and secure implementation. That's how they reshape the software-defined vehicle. And so for automotive, life cycle extend far beyond production line, and people want this premium services, features available even post production, post sales period for them. I think that's what we are seeing when it comes to always connected concept in the industry right now, especially on the consumer services.
Thank you. So Vibha, would love your perspective as we look at the cloud connectivity and how that plays in here. As vehicles are becoming increasingly defined through software, how does that cloud connectivity support allow for that more personalized, contextually relevant experience?
Thank you. Thanks for that question. Yeah, what I was going to say, what we're seeing is, that connected vehicle services, software updates. I know Punitha mentioned that too, security updates, real-time data analysis and insights. All of these, what we're finding is, are enabling a very cohesive, connected automotive ecosystem. Now, this also includes dealerships, it includes insurance companies and roadside assistance services with personalization that's sort of permeating through all stages of the ownership lifecycle. So as a result of this cloud connectivity, the car, has moved beyond just a basic mode of transportation and really transformed into what we are calling a digital experience center. And this will soon become and is becoming a very important touch point on a daily basis. So the connection to the cloud is a game changer. It enables automakers to access the data about the drivers and passengers that are using these vehicles, along with the context and the personal preferences. So this, in turn, what we're seeing is certainly enabling new sources of revenue for the automakers, and with several features such as personalized voice assistance, digital, advanced digital cockpits, multiple high-resolution displays, video streaming, gaming, all of these personalized and contextual offers and promotions and over-the-air updates that are enabling new features, in-vehicle features on demand. So these could be for infotainment, which could be multi-seat entertainment or autonomous driving or the cabin comfort. So there's various different features that are being enabled because of this connectivity. And from a safety perspective, personalized voice interfaces and then contextual alerts and appropriate availability of these services while driving is also making the vehicle, I would say, more safer by reducing the driver distraction. So, cloud-based profiles we're also finding will help the mobility and transportation companies also leverage portability of personalization. So they can provide a consistent experience across their fleets. You can take your personal profile across different automotive vehicles. So additionally, connected vehicle services and insights that are being gathered from the connected ecosystem will play a key role in enabling hyper-personalization. I know Punitha mentioned that as well, through the entire ownership lifecycle, right? So automotive companies will be able to understand their customers better, provide targeted services that are differentiated, and then resulting in significant revenue opportunities. And these could be enabled by simple in-vehicle purchases and payments that are attached to credit cards within the vehicle. So also the opportunities for the customers, I think you mentioned that, Punitha, as well, to unlock features after the purchase of the vehicle rather than having to make the decision during the time of the purchase is super compelling. right? So these kinds of personalized, rich, immersive experiences that are contextually relevant is what will drive customer loyalty, and in turn, massive revenue opportunities for the automotive industry. So certainly that's, what we're finding is that Qualcomm's Snapdragon vehicle platforms, combined with Cognizant's cloud and automotive expertise is a proof point of connecting car to cloud, and then helping customers tap into huge business opportunities. In fact, I think one of the McKinsey researches that you also mentioned is, by 2030 predicts that 95% of new vehicles sold globally will be connected, and additional revenue from, I think, mobility, connectivity, and these feature upgrades is expected to expand the automotive industry revenue by 30%. So this is why vehicle to cloud connectivity is at the forefront of the vehicle design decisions.
It's fascinating. So much opportunity there. Well, Vibha just mentioned the portability of the profile. That's something super compelling to me as a consumer. Hemant, I'd love to talk to you about and hear from you as you look at those intelligent edge cloud platforms and what that means for the in-vehicle experiences. How do you see that playing out, and what opportunities does that present for the ecosystem?
Yeah, great question. I mean, so I think Vibha touched on both. I guess they touched on how consumers or drivers today expect cars to change over time. Not the physical car itself, obviously, but the functionality and the features that it offers. That has to be enabled with edge devices that are capable of upgrading and adding functionality over time. And as a way to do that, what you need is really an always connected, intelligent edge device that is capable of not only communicating with the cloud, but of adding features and adding functionality which developers might when the car was originally made. And that comes with a lot of challenges in the automotive industry. Our personal devices more than anything else, and every car is slightly different. Your car might have a radio that's different from Vibha's car, and all of those complexities have to be managed by the car OEMs. And device management is a big, I should not say issue, it's about OEMs, and managing those software updates is a big task. Most car OEMs up till now were treating software updates as an exception rather than, and that has changed significantly over the last couple of years as the industry has matured, and car OEMs have really realized that this is what consumers are expecting. Consumers are expecting what they get from their smartphone, like Punita said, is new experiences every day. And to enable that, it takes a lot of computing power on the edge device itself, and also with that, you need to make sure you can deliver all of that securely. So for OEMs, the challenge is being able to manage the complexity of the various configurations that they have, and also edge devices have to be capable, be able to add functionality which you might not have thought about when you ship them. I can take one example. We all have connected cars of some forms today already. But if you take remote door unlock, or if you want to start air conditioning in your car in the parking lot, today's or most cars today, it would take maybe a 30 to 40 seconds for the car to respond back to you, able to connect to your car and get the air conditioning started. And from a driver experience perspective, that's a really poor experience. I don't want to be staring seconds to let me know that the car is actually able to turn on air conditioning. So one of the things that we're working with some of the car OEMs is to find ways to reduce the amount of time it takes. So when the vehicle turns off, the cellular module that's inside the car always remains on, connected to the network. So one of the things we're doing is by adding more intelligence to the edge device, and edge device connect to the cloud platform, so that you can get a response within a second or two at most. So that's seen over the next couple of years. as the edge device becomes more intelligent and more connected to the cloud.
So thank you for that. Puneet and Viva, I have a two-part question here that I'd love to hear from both of you on. So maybe we start with you, Viva. Would love to get your thoughts on telemetry data and analytics from the vehicle and how that could help inform these in-vehicle applications. And what do you see in terms of future experiences? What kind of new experience is this enabling?
Thanks, Anna. With telemetry data, I mean, it's possible to, I think we all know, it's possible to check speed, distance, fuel consumption, health of the engine, steering, brakes, and tires, and other vehicle components. So what we're seeing is that, although the telemetry data and analytics has been in play for a few years now, the ubiquity of always-on connectivity will enable new opportunities, certainly, and better experiences, generally speaking. So combined with advanced analytics, AI, the telemetry data can be used to improve customer experience, both inside and outside the vehicle. So it's safety and security, navigation, vehicle health, vehicle performance. So I'd say, let's consider the predictive maintenance use case where vehicles will proactively perform trouble code analysis, detect issues, and if needed, schedule necessary repairs or usage-based maintenance. So the vehicle owners save time. It's more convenient, potentially expensive breakdowns, and then potentially the cost savings as well. While the vehicle repair companies cannot use this to optimize their inventory management and technician time. The other piece is that around telemetry data with always-on connectivity, it also has the potential to inform value-added applications and services outside the vehicle, like usage-based insurance, roadside assistance. So, for example, the telemetry data that's, that we were looking at that as, change in velocity, roadside assistance, et cetera, right? So that's that direction of force, seatbelt use, vehicle type, and curb weight. All of these can be used to predict severe injury as a result of a crash, which, we're finding that in turn can be used for appropriate EMS responses. So another example that comes to mind is around fleets, telemetry data along with the data on driving behavior, such as braking, accelerating, turning. You can automatically trigger mandatory training, for example, for drivers, so that ensures safer driving, reduces liability for the fleet operators. And the data from advanced, ADAS, advanced driver assistance systems, such as lane keeping assist or adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, et cetera, can be used also to further enhance the rich driving behavior applications. And I'd also say that, lastly, that we're also seeing promising applications of these for optimizing vehicle performance around electric vehicles, right? So vehicles that can automatically activate power saving modes based on the telemetry data from the motor, so extending battery range. So these are some of the examples. I'm sure Punita has several others.
Yeah, that's a plethora of examples. Punita, would love to hear what any additional things that you're seeing.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Viva touched a lot on the mobility services and all the next generation trend from ADAS and autonomous driving standpoint, right? So I like all your perspective, Viva. And also, not only with the telemetry data, we are not only focused on enhancing this premium mobility service into an in-vehicle experience where it will increase the quality of experience. At the same time, it will increase the brand loyalty as well. Imagine you have two different vehicles from the same brand in your same household. And if you understand all the personalization and localization we do to the vehicle, and the same driver can use the other vehicle and get the same experience as well. And Hemant touched on some of the vehicle seating and HVAC setting and all configuration. The edge will come into the play where this seamless experience can be enabled with the telemetry data and the edge in between the backend as well. And then another side that I am always passionate is having a data from the vehicle and then combining them with the data source from the various ecosystem component. In the case that we are familiar, Cubic familiar is all the mobile network operators data, infrastructure data, like a RAN, for example, and the data from the network traffic itself. and to enhance, how can we enhance combining these two different or multiple sources of data to enhance the quality of service and quality of experience. And Vibha touched on predictive maintenance. And aside from predictive maintenance, which is crucial for a lot of OEM, because like ability to predict in advance and resolve that ahead of the time will save time for all the ecosystem players. And one example is if you can analyze all these connectivity traffics with the behavior and patterns, and to offer, let's say, for example, off-peak OTA, like Hemant mentioned, right? So there's a lot of OTA element, which is on demand basis right now, decided by the OEM when they want to upgrade the system. But then imagine you enable an off-peak OTA, which means the OTA campaign will be run at the time where the network congestion is minimal and then the cost is optimal. So that means the OEM able to push big or large OTA campaign. They don't have to worry about cost because it involves a lot of network cost right now if they have to push over the air update. So that's one angle. Another angle that I can think of is the location-based services like toll, fuel, parking, EV charging. Imagine you are driving from one location to another location. And if, let's say, the solution has the ability to detect all the sensors in the vehicle and detect, you're going to take another 30 minutes to arrive this destination and you need to refuel in order for you to reach that destination. And then the vehicle has the ability to know who is the service provider that already integrated part of the ecosystem and have that options available, and then give the preference to the driver to reroute their destination to the nearest service provider so that they can refuel, recharge, and then they can continue the journey. I think that is one of the big trends we are seeing by leveraging the telemetry data from the vehicle and also using the analytic on the cloud service. That's how I say it.
I love those real world day in the life examples. It really brings it home. Thank you, Punita. So Hemant, I want to turn to you on a totally different angle here. So you know developers very well, right? And would love to hear from you. What are you seeing as those developer challenges that are very unique to the connected car? And what opportunities do we have to simplify things for them?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so I think I mentioned in the beginning, one of the platforms we provide is called Legato. It's an open sourced application development framework that we provide on all of our Qualcomm-based cellular modules. And what it's had great adoption from all of our customers. Every automotive customer uses Legato. And what we're seeing is a common set of challenges that are every developer today. And this has to do with basically several issues. One of them is in the pace of automotive software development versus the pace with which and silicon development moves. A typical automotive program takes between 24 to 30 production to actually being in on the road, and that's around the same time that it takes for a silicon chip to change generation to the next. So what we typically see is when a new car comes on the road, typically the silicon in the car is one generation old already, and that comes with a lot for developers to sort of keep up with the pace of change that we have in the silicon and the connectivity space. So what we are trying to do along with Qualcomm, of course, is provide sort of consistent software platform can evolve with the change in the silicon technology while maintaining sort of a common set of interfaces and services for developers to rely on. So this is one of the biggest challenges that we had early on, in the early days of LTE. It's gotten a lot easier for developers to leverage the software assets that they already have from their existing set of move them over to the newer chipsets as they come on board. So that was one challenge that I don't want to say we've overcome it, but it's an ongoing challenge that we are managing today, and we have a good understanding how to manage those differences that come with the new hardware. The other thing we're seeing now is typically, cars have many interfaces for connectivity today. Typically, most cars have cellular, Bluetooth, and a plethora of other interfaces that they can use to get access to the internet. And that becomes a challenge to manage on its own. Punita, I'm sure, can share a lot more in terms of every cellular network that you visit has different configuration. You have to go through certification and testing and field testing. The core business of car OEM, their business is to make cars and make sure the driver has a safe car and a car that's comfortable for them to drive. And managing the changes that come with the different cellular networks and Wi-Fi and so on is a big challenge for developers of connected cars today. And we're seeing lots of managing the network complexity. But I think that's still see today that's coming up, especially with now 5G coming on board in cars. We have one more network that we need to figure out what happens when 5G is not available, and the different complexities that come with that.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to wrap things up with our final question. And this is a question I have for all of you. And I'm asking all of you because I understand from our BD team, this is one of the #1 questions they get from customers. So many automotive programs have global deployments. And what are those challenges of building applications and services that are going to be deployed around the world? And Punita, let me start with you.
All right, so thanks. And I will follow from the point that Heyman was touching towards the end of his question, right? So he talked about the vehicle being shipped globally and having the compliance on the local connectivity market and make sure that vehicle gets the connectivity services. For OEM, in order for them to provide connected service globally, imagine there's so many countries, so many MNOs per region, and telecom landscape is very complex, high cost, challenging, and often unclear environment with complex regulatory and tax requirement, right? And calling for a country-specific tailored solution is often required in the likes of Brazil, GCC, Russia, China. They all require a unique solution in that region. Especially, you need to enable regulated solution. Otherwise, you can't ship the vehicle in those regions, right? So, and if you don't have the skills in-house, you are facing a steep, expensive learning curve just to get the grip with the individual market, understand the local constraint, and maintain compliance. You can contract with an MNO in each region, or you can rely on an MNO to deliver connectivity using their platform where they aggregate the other MNO and their partner system. Or you can partner with Cubic. This is where Cubic offer Pace, Plexer, and Insight solution that solve this complexity. And then in terms of the application and services, you are looking at the issues around things global ecosystem to enable regional content and services. The next big challenge for automakers will be providing a marketplace and managing the ecosystem of those service providers. In our case, most of our OEMs sell vehicles and operate in more than 50 countries. That's how diverse it will be.
Hemant, can you share your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe I'll take this question from agents. That's what we do. What we're seeing is, with the proliferation of new cellular technologies, there is a wide variety of networks that are available all over the world, right? And like Punita mentioned, every network is slightly different, and it's complex to manage global deployments for car OEMs. The other also difficult to manage today is, cellular technology evolves over time. We've seen from the past 30 or 40 years is it takes about 10 years for cellular network to go from one generation to the next. However, in the last couple of cycles, we've seen that timely. So we've had LTE or 4G since about 2010s, and now we're and the challenges that car OEMs face is, initially when a new cellular technology is, sometimes it's hard to justify the additional cost that might be needed to add in this new technology. Over the past 20 or 30 minutes that we've been talking, one of the things we've established is drivers expect their cars to remain connected, and they expect new features as the car ownership evolves. And the things that I would sort of suggest is it's always better to have more. You can always find ways to use it as opposed to having less, and then you have to go back in and tear open the car and figure out how to retro. So it's a challenge, and it comes with lots of complexities. But I think we have solutions along with Qualcomm to optimally resolve those.
Vibha, would love your perspective on this same question.
Thanks. I think Punita and Hemant have covered most of it. I would just add that, as Punita was saying, there's certainly regulatory compliance challenges across all these different regions. And, that's why it becomes really, I would say it's incumbent upon all the automakers and their partners, right, to navigate and address the regulatory compliance landscape. In fact, the in-vehicle applications and services also need to be addressed based on differences in connectivity and standards and lack of ubiquitous connectivity that I know, Puneet, that you also mentioned. And interestingly, even in the US, the average coverage, I think, from major cellular carriers is about 87% of the country. But what's important really to note there is that the coverage doesn't really equal to service, right? The signal could be weak, so critical applications may fail. I think that's another challenge. And then the connectivity costs, I think, Hemant, you may have mentioned this, vary between different countries. I think I have an example where, the cost of connectivity in India could be, 90 times higher than in Belgium. So that's certainly a challenge that needs to be addressed. The other one is certainly around application and services that are delivered in the user's preferred language. It really requires a myriad of, global languages across these applications. So we're certainly very happy to work with Qualcomm on the principles of Think Global. We've developed a truly global product, leveraging the best practices across the industry. So I think between Hemant, Puneet, and myself, I think we've covered most of the challenges across globally.
Absolutely. Challenges, but opportunities for all of us as we come together to address them. And I'm definitely leaving this session very inspired by those opportunities and thankful that we are collaborating with leading companies like yourselves to provide these types of robust solutions. So with that, I will thank you all for providing such great insights and looking forward to the future of all of these things, especially as I get into my car. And thank you to our audience for attending. I hope you found this as inspirational as I did and look forward to the next MemberCast. Thank you.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again. First of all, I want to thank our speakers for their time and insight. I also want to thank the members that joined our event today live. At this point, we are very close to ending of the event and moving on to the survey section. But first, I would love to talk to you about our program evolution and our focus on driving partner value. For those of you who have been in Qualcomm Advantage Network as members for at least a year, you probably know that in 2020 we had conducted Qualcomm Advantage Network member survey. We have received some very important insights, feedback, and recommendations. So for the last 2 years, we've really been focusing on driving member value and satisfaction and introducing additional enhancements. For example, we most recently had introduced quarterly member newsletter to open up a line of communication with our member base to be able to share with you the latest advancements in our programs and to help you maximize your membership. And now, for those of you who are a member of this MemberCast, we have introduced the quarterly QAN MemberCast virtual series. We'll continue running those series, and for the next 2, we have plans for introducing to you the IoT Accelerator Program, solutions and partners, as well as Smart City Solutions and Partners in the next 2 events. This year, we'll continue enhancing functionality for member product recommendations and visibility on Qualcomm.com. As you know, it's one of the key benefits of our program, so please stay tuned for some additional enhancements. You will also see updates to the QAN application journey. For those new members or your colleagues or employees of your company that have not yet joined, they will be able to see a much more guided program experience and a faster time to complete the application. In 2023 and beyond, our program will continue to evolve with the focus on win-win value to enable joint business success. We are considering things like data foundation for member analytics and dashboards for better visibility of program performance. We will be continuing to enhance co-marketing opportunities for our partners to help drive go-to-market through case studies, blogs, webinars, and other modalities. Also, please stay tuned for a new concept of co-selling with Qualcomm, for example, IoT as a service, smart cities as a service, and so on. And we'll continue adding self-serve resources to our member directory. For example, this webinar recording with additional resources will be placed in the member directory. So please share that with your colleagues who have not been able to attend this event live. And now we've arrived to the conclusion of our membercast. Thank you for everyone who had invested their time with us.